Hello everyone and welcome to Usitility. Today we are going to see how to play Golden Knights Metaverse on PC using the brand new BlueStacks 5, that is designed for blazing fast speed and high-octane action. It packs a punch with mega performance upgrades and it has faster performance than any other high-end Android device or Android platform. We will be able to easily download and install Golden Knights Metaverse and enjoy the game on our Windows PC with keyboard, mouse and big screen thanks to BlueStacks 5, which is the Android emulator that we recommend to play Golden Knights Metaverse. So without further ado, let's get to it. First of all folks, the first thing to do is to open our favorite web browser. We open the one we prefer. Let's go to that URL that I have highlighted in green. Now, you can see on the PC screen. You don't need to type it, because I added a clickable link in the video description in the first main comment. We arrived here on our site of Usitility, exactly where we have an in-depth demonstration on how to download Golden Knights Metaverse on computer. We browse down a bit and mouse-click on the Download Game on PC button. Once we click on the link, we reach the site of BlueStacks. No panic, it is only the Android emulator that we are going to use to get access to this game Golden Knights Metaverse on PC. It is now obvious that we get a number of pros of running the emulator. Then, we will proceed to download the Golden Knights Metaverse by simply clicking on the button play on BlueStacks that I have marked in green. We then click on this button. And the download action starts and ends immediately. Voila! This is the download. It's an executable file. The following step is to launch the executable file, so we click on the file. If we are on Windows 10, it will have asked us for permission to make changes to the laptop or device. We answered yes. I reduce the browser to see the installation software better. The installer is very easy to use. It consists of a couple of choices, install, and setup path. I am going to clarify what setup path genuinely does. We simply click on it. And now we see that we have here the path where in fact the emulator is going to be installed. If we desire to change for better this directory, we must click on this Browse option, and now we pick another directory and install the emulator where we prefer. I prefer to keep it where it is. Then, I click on Back. So I simply click on Install. Voila! The installation starts and it is going to carry on with the download of these MB that are displayed on that computer screen. Once you save it on your computer, it could possibly be more or less megabytes. The download rate will go at a higher speed or at a lower speed, subject to your type of connection and depending on the efficiency of the emulator web servers. Immediately they're working super fast. The download is finished, and now it proceeds with the installation phase. With BlueStacks 5 you can even reduce RAM usage with a single click. Especially useful if you ever face performance-related problems. In addition, you can activate Eco Mode to enjoy 87% reduced CPU usage, 97% reduced GPU usage and easier multitasking. As you can see, BlueStacks 5 is built to provide stability and performance during long gaming sessions. The installation has already finished for me. At this moment, the emulator has been launched on autopilot. As you can observe, down here, there is a progress bar which will advance to the right, and when it gets to the ending, the emulator will be launched for the very first time. The truth is the emulator has already been launched, there for the first time. Before we carry on, as you can discover, it has created a couple of software icons here on the PC desktop. The BlueStacks and BlueStacks multi-instance. Note that the BlueStacks app icon is the one we are focused on. Anytime we have to operate Golden Knights Metaverse on our PC, we twice mouse click on this specific app icon and consequently run the emulator. The BlueStacks multi-instance icon allows you to launch multiple emulator instances. And with BlueStacks 5's new improved multi-instance manager in Eco Mode, players can run more game instances faster and with less lag. Why don't we do the next step, which is actually a requirement, and that is to enter the Google Play Store. And we will click on Play Store. As you can observe, the Google Play is launched. Here we have got to sign in. At this time when we are on this page, we have to do the next phase which is mandatory. Therefore we just click on Sign In. At this moment it says, Checking Info. It can occasionally get blocked in Checking Info, and it does not continue. If that's the case, you can try to connect to your account after a couple of hours and it will almost certainly be sorted out. At this moment we are going to enter our login name and password. The email has to be a Gmail email and its corresponding password. For instance, you could use the same email address you use right now in your YouTube account. So that I will type my details and I'll go back when I have accomplished it. That's all, data entered. Find out Google welcoming us and providing us the terms of service. We must accept them simply by pressing, I agree. Following, it offers us to back up to the Google Cloud. You can also let it checked and it will generate a backup of the files on that device to Google Drive. I will not check it, you can use this feature if you want. We simply click on Accept. Google Play Store is launched by default and on autopilot. To set up the game, we have to get to the emulator desktop by clicking on that app icon marked green colored. Today that we are on the desktop of the emulator for Android, we observe that we have here the Install App Game button. We click on that button. Right here we have the game. How about we simply click here on the Install button that I'm just highlighting now in green. Therefore it will start the installation. Presently it should install the Android game. It may take a while or it may just be extremely fast. That all is going to depend on our internet connection. It's just completed setting up. Back to the emulator desktop by hitting this option that I'm highlighting in green, to be able to use Golden Knights Metaverse for the first time. We're by now on the emulator desktop, and as a consequence we are about to click on this fresh Golden Knights Metaverse icon that has been generated. This game is launched for the first time. Now there we have it. I'm able to mouse click anywhere on the screen and also make use of the keyboard. I should comment on the volume of that emulator. It's here. We have the icon of higher volume along with the icon of lower volume. This way we will not rely on the Microsoft Windows volume to increase or decrease the audio of this emulator. As well as to enjoy the experience to the fullest, we will switch on the big screen, for which we have two alternatives. That is the first one. We then click on this particular icon that I am basically pointing out in green. Then the screen is maximized, having one border at the top, one at the right and the third one at the bottom. Assuming that we desire to enjoy the application in full screen, we click on this software icon. And we'd already be experiencing and enjoying the game app in full screen mode. To stop the full screen mode, click the F11 key. And we'd already play in regular screen mode. At this moment I am going to show you the computer keys mapping that is extremely useful. This way we may be in a position to utilize the game app much more easily. The first point is to mouse click this application icon. And here you will be able to make the recommended configuration settings. I will leave the normal configuration, but if you choose to adjust it, you can easily do it now without any problem. Clearly, the emulator is completely in our language. On occasion it happens that the emulator is launched in the erroneous language, for example, in Chinese. And therefore to set it in the right language we browse here to the cogwheel. Then here within many other options, we click on the Language drop down. We can also determine the language we want, English, Japanese, and so on. Once the language is decided, we should save, the emulator would restart, and also the Android game, next time we use it, will of course be in the opted for language. At this point, there is another detail that we have to take into account, and it is that we will receive an email saying that a new machine has been associated with our Google account. It definitely will question us if we are the ones who have associated with that electronic device. Absolutely, we really should not get worried, simply because the emulator is simulating in Google Android smartphone or tablet. In order to see which device is currently being emulated, we return here, to the cogwheel and we simply click on it. And so we go here to the Model option. And now we determine that the emulator is emulating a Samsung mobile phone. And so we're going to receive an email saying that a new Samsung device has been connected to our Google account. That's all folks, so much for the video user demo. I anticipate you liked it, especially that everyone found it useful. In that case, allow it a great thumb up, subscribe, and if you have comments, issues or ideas, let them in the comment area down below. You could even leave a remark on my Twitch channel. I conduct live streams on occasion. You have it down below in the video description and in the first pinned comment. Simply click on any of the training videos that happens to be showing up on the screen and see you in the upcoming training videos. Bye.